This is part two of the historical lesson. Recent history, but a lot of young people don't realize that we've had a 70-year decline in individual liberty. We had a brief rescue that many people don't recognize, but I want to highlight it. 1980 to 1989, the election and rule of Ronald Reagan. And without him, the decline that began in the 50s all the way through the 70s might have had a pretty drastic end. Reagan, for a brief 8 years, righted the ship of decline. And it's possible that we've been relying on his successors to, well, instill that kind of government, but it hasn't worked. His protege, George Bush, expanded government greatly, didn't really put a crimp in savings and loans, things that were too big to fail. His son, George W. Bush, Bush 43, was one of the worst domestic presidents. And I have a great respect for how he protected us. But look, with a Republican Congress, House and Senate, and a twice elected conservative, to have all the spending that we did on crazy stuff, earmarked things, bridges to nowhere, trade bills that were sellouts, farm bill, highway bill, BICRA, which is the Campaign Finance Act, which basically curtailed the First Amendment, and not a single veto from George W. Bush in 7 years. He finally vetoed something about stem cells. That is a misplaced conservatism. The resistance knows where conservatism should be. Now, most resistance members would characterize themselves as libertarian. So would Jefferson. Jefferson, the first Democrat, at least as president, would be considered a libertarian today. No question about it. We at the resistance put liberty first. Whether we're running within the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, liberty is number one. We are angry, but still peaceful enough to make change while we can, peacefully. I hope you'll join us.